The tension that's been brewing for years inside the Jones family has finally exploded. And this time, it's no coming back. Cameras were rolling when Chrissy Lampkin completely lost it on Mama Jones in a scene that shocked everyone on set. What started as a calm conversation about family loyalty quickly spiraled into one of the most explosive confrontations ever caught on reality TV. Voices rose, accusations flew, and in a matter of seconds, the entire room turned chaotic. Sources close to production say Chrissy felt betrayed, convinced that Mama Jones had been secretly undermining her relationship with Jim for months. And when the truth finally came out, Chrissy didn't hold back. Insiders say she stood up, slammed her glass down, and went off, yelling things that left everyone speechless. Even Jim, who tried to step in, couldn't calm the storm. But here's where things get even crazier after the altercation. Mama Jones reportedly made a shocking call that could destroy everything Chrissy's been building for years. The footage hasn't even aired yet, but word is spreading fast. What really happened between Chrissy and Mama Jones that day? And is this the moment that finally tears the family apart forever? The night started out calm, almost too calm. Cameras were set, lights dimmed, and production expected another casual family dinner scene. But no one could have predicted how fast things would spiral. Chrissy walked in, dressed sharp, confident, and clearly carrying the weight of something she'd been holding back for a long time. Mama Jones was already seated, her tone sweet at first. But there was that underlying tension only people who've lived through years of family drama could recognize. Chrissy sat down, barely making eye contact. The air was thick. You could feel the energy shift even before a single word was spoken. For years, Mama Jones had criticized Chrissy, her choices, her attitude, her relationship with Jim, and while Chrissy had always tried to stay respectful, tonight she looked like a woman done playing polite. The conversation started small. Mama Jones brought up how things had changed lately, how Jim seemed distant, how Chrissy hadn't been visiting as much. Chrissy gave a short laugh, the kind that says, "You really want to go there?" She leaned forward and said, "Maybe he's distant because he's tired of being in the middle, Mama." That single word, Mama, was heavy with both love and pain. Mama Jones raised an eyebrow, clearly irritated. "Excuse me? I'm his mother, not some outsider. Don't come at me with that attitude." Chrissy didn't flinch. "And I'm his woman, the one who's been holding him down all these years. But somehow, that's never enough for you." The table went silent. Even the producers behind the cameras stopped whispering. Mama Jones leaned back, shaking her head. "You think I'm the problem? You've been playing house with my son for over a decade and still don't got a ring. Maybe look in the mirror before blaming me." That line hit Chrissy like a slap. She took a deep breath, trying not to react, but her hands were trembling. "You know what's funny? Every time we take one step forward, you pull him 2 steps back. You want him to be your little boy forever. You don't want him to grow up and have a real life." Mama Jones' tone turned sharp. "I want my son to be happy. And if he really wanted you like that, he would have married you a long time ago. Don't put that on me." That was it. The moment Chrissy snapped. She slammed her hand on the table, startling everyone. "You don't get to talk about my relationship like that. You've been controlling him for years, and he's too scared to tell you to stop." Jim's name came up, and that was when Mama Jones completely lost her calm. "Don't you dare bring my son into this. I raised that boy. I sacrificed everything for him. You think you can just walk in and act like you know him better than I do?" Chrissy stood up. "I don't think I know him better. I do. Because I've been there when you weren't. I've seen him at his worst, and I didn't walk away." Mama Jones stood too, her chair scraping across the floor. Both women were face to face now, voices echoing through the room. Jim's cousin tried to step in, but it was too late. The argument had turned personal, raw, and deeply emotional. Years of unspoken resentment came spilling out. "You've always looked down on me," Chrissy shouted, tears forming in her eyes. "You've treated me like I'm some stranger trying to steal your son." Mama Jones snapped back, "Because you act like it. You came in here trying to run the show. My family, my traditions, you don't respect any of it. Chrissy laughed bitterly. Respect. You've never respected me. You've called me every name behind my back, told people I wasn't good enough for him. But you know what? He chose me, not you. That last sentence hit hard. Mama Jones's face froze for a second, then turned cold. You think you can replace me? She said quietly, almost whispering. But the words carried weight. You'll never be his mother. Never. Chrissy took a step closer, eyes blazing. And I don't want to be. But maybe it's time you stopped acting like you're his wife. That line set everything off. Mama Jones gasped, then shoved her chair back, ready to walk away, but Chrissy wasn't done. She followed her, her voice rising, years of hurt spilling out. You talk about loyalty, but you've been trying to ruin what we have since day one. You smile in my face, then run to him talking about how I'm using him. Because you are. Mama Jones yelled. You want the fame, the name, the lifestyle? I see right through you, girl. Chrissy shouted back, I wanted him. That's it. But maybe that's too much for you to handle. At that point, crew members tried stepping in, but both women pushed past them. The shouting turned to chaos. Drinks were spilled, a chair tipped over, and production was forced to cut the scene early. Jim wasn't even in the room. He was outside on the phone, completely unaware of the explosion happening inside. When he walked in, everything froze. Chrissy was standing there, shaking, eyes full of rage. Mama Jones was red-faced, muttering under her breath, her hands trembling. Jim looked from one to the other, his voice low but deadly serious. What the hell happened in here? Neither woman answered. The silence was thick and the damage was already done. Mama Jones grabbed her purse and stormed out, saying, You deal with your little girlfriend. I'm done. Chrissy sat back down, trying to hold back tears. She hates me, she whispered. She's always hated me. Jim sighed, rubbing his temples. She doesn't hate you, Chrissy. She just doesn't know how to let go. But Chrissy didn't believe him. She stared at the door Mama Jones had walked out of, her expression turning from pain to determination. No, she said softly. She's not going to keep controlling this family anymore. What no one knew at that moment was that Mama Jones wasn't done either. That night, she made a phone call that would send shockwaves through the entire family, a call that would expose secrets no one saw coming. The next morning, the fallout began. Social media was already buzzing with whispers about a massive fight that happened during filming. Someone from production had leaked a short audio clip. You could hear Chrissy yelling and a chair scraping across the floor. Within hours, fans were dissecting every sound, trying to figure out what really went down between her and Mama Jones. Meanwhile, inside Jim's house, things were dead silent. Chrissy was sitting at the kitchen counter, scrolling through her phone, shaking her head. Later that afternoon, things took an unexpected turn. Mama Jones decided to go live on Instagram, something she rarely did unless she had a message to send. Dressed in her signature fur coat, she sat on her couch with a glass of wine, her tone calm but sharp. I'm not one to bring family business to the internet, she began. But since folks want to talk, let's talk. I've been disrespected in my own face, in my own family, by somebody who thinks she runs the show. I raised my son from nothing, gave him everything, and I'll be damned if I let some woman come in and tear us apart. The comments section exploded instantly. Fans were divided. Some backed Mama Jones, saying she was just being protective, while others called her out for being controlling. Respect goes both ways, one fan wrote. Chrissy been riding for Jim since day one, another added, but Mama Jones wasn't done. She looked straight into the camera and said, and let me make this clear. If you think you can come into a family and disrespect the mother, you got another thing coming. I don't care how long you've been around. Blood is blood. Within minutes, blogs picked it up. Headlines like Mama Jones sends warning to Chrissy and Love and hip-hop family war gets messy flooded every gossip page. Chrissy saw it all. Her phone wouldn't stop lighting up. She slammed it down, breathing heavily. She's doing this on purpose, she muttered. She wants to make me look like the villain. Jim walked in right as she said it. "You saw the live?" he asked quietly. Chrissy nodded. "Oh, I saw it. The whole world saw it." Jim sighed. "She's hurt, Chrissy. You both said things you can't take back." Chrissy turned on him, her voice trembling. "No, Jim. She said things. I defended myself. I've been holding it in for too long." Jim rubbed the back of his neck, frustration written all over his face. "I can't keep doing this. Every time I try to fix things between y'all, it gets worse." Chrissy softened a bit. "Then stop trying to fix it, Jim. Let her stay mad. I'm done walking on eggshells to make her feel comfortable." That night, Mama Jones took it even further. According to insiders, she called one of Jim's business associates, someone close to the couple, and started spilling private details about their relationship, things that were never supposed to leave the house. She said Chrissy's been controlling Jim's money. One source revealed that she's making all the decisions and cutting family out of business deals. The rumors spread like wildfire. Suddenly, it wasn't just a family fight, it was turning into a full-blown scandal. When Chrissy found out, she was livid. "She's dragging me through the mud now," she told Jim. "She's trying to ruin me." Jim looked at her helplessly. "I'll talk to her." But Chrissy shook her head. "No, I'll talk to her myself." The next day, cameras followed Chrissy as she pulled up to Mama Jones's house. You could feel the tension before she even got out of the car. She stood at the door for a moment, took a deep breath, then knocked. Mama Jones opened the door slowly, her face cold. "Oh, it's you." Chrissy kept her composure. "We need to talk." Mama Jones crossed her arms. "About what?" "You already said what you had to say the other night." Chrissy stepped inside anyway. "No, I need you to hear me out." Mama Jones rolled her eyes, but didn't stop her. The air was thick, silent except for the ticking of a clock on the wall. Chrissy finally spoke, her tone low but firm. "I'm not here to fight. I'm here to tell you that I love Jim, and I'm tired of being treated like I'm the reason your relationship with him is broken." Mama Jones scoffed. "You are the reason. Ever since you showed up, things haven't been the same. He used to call me every day, used to come by all the time. Now I have to fight for his attention." Chrissy's voice cracked a little. "Because he's grown, Mama. He's not that little boy anymore. You're supposed to be happy he's building a life." Mama Jones looked away. "You don't understand. You don't know what it's like to raise a son on your own. To watch him turn into a man and then have some woman come in and take over." Chrissy softened. "You're right. I don't know that pain, but I know what it's like to love someone who's being torn in two." For a moment, Mama Jones didn't say anything. Her expression softened just slightly, but pride kept her guard up. Then she said, "You should have come to me with respect, not attitude." Chrissy took a step closer. "Respect goes both ways. I can't keep showing love to someone who keeps trying to hurt me." The tension was thick again. Neither wanted to back down, but neither wanted to admit how deep the pain went. Finally, Mama Jones turned away. "Maybe we just need space." Chrissy nodded, tears in her eyes. "Maybe we do." As Chrissy left the house, cameras caught her wiping her face, whispering, "I'm done fighting for peace." But just when it seemed like things might cool off, a new leak hit the internet, private footage from the night of their fight. And this time it showed more than just yelling. It showed the moment Chrissy lunged forward, knocking a glass off the table and almost hitting Mama Jones in the process. The blogs went wild. The network panicked. And Mama Jones, she finally had the upper hand. By the next morning, the entire internet was on fire. The leaked clip of Chrissy lunging toward Mama Jones had spread across every major gossip page, fan forum, and Twitter feed imaginable. The hashtag #ChrissyVs, Mama Jones was trending everywhere. The blogs didn't hold back. One headline read, "Chrissy Lampkin goes OFF on Jim Jones' mother. Violent family feud caught on camera." Inside her apartment, Chrissy sat in silence, her phone lighting up with non-stop notifications. Her face was pale, her hands shaking slightly as she scrolled through the comments. People she'd never met were calling her disrespectful, toxic, and ungrateful. Others were defending her, saying Mama Jones had pushed her too far. But it didn't matter. The damage was already done. Jim came in quietly, setting his phone down on the counter. "It's bad," he said softly. "They're saying the network's reviewing the footage. Mona's not happy." Chrissy didn't look up. "So that's it. I'm the villain now." Jim sat beside her. "You know how this goes, Chrissy. The internet don't care about the truth. They just want a story." Chrissy's voice broke. "But this isn't just a story, Jim. This is your mother, our family. How do we come back from this?" Jim didn't answer. He looked exhausted, like a man stuck between two fires burning from both ends. "I talked to my mom," he finally said. "She's hurt, but she's milking it. She said she's thinking about doing a Talal interview." Chrissy's head snapped up. "What?" "Yeah," Jim said with a sigh. "Some network already reached out. They want her side of the story." Chrissy stood up, pacing the floor. "She's trying to destroy me, Jim. She knows what the internet's like. She knows they'll believe her." Jim rubbed his temples. "She feels like you disrespected her in front of the world. You know, she's not gonna just let that go." Chrissy's anger turned into pure frustration. "I'm done being the one who has to fix everything. I've tried to be the bigger person, I've tried to respect her, but she doesn't want peace. She wants power." Later that night, when the day of the sit-down came, the tension was unbearable. The set was designed like a therapy session. 2 chairs facing each other, soft lighting, a host sitting in between. Chrissy arrived first, calm but cold. Mama Jones entered minutes later, chin high, refusing to make eye contact. The host wasted no time. "Let's start from the beginning," she said. "There's a lot of love here, but also a lot of pain. Mama Jones, what made you feel so disrespected by Chrissy?" Mama Jones sighed dramatically. "It wasn't just that night. It's been building for years. I've tried to love her, but she don't know how to respect boundaries. Every time I say something, she takes it personal. And that night, she came at me like she forgot who I was." Chrissy clenched her jaw, but stayed silent. The host turned to her. "Chrissy, your response?" Chrissy looked straight at Mama Jones. "I never forgot who you were. I've always respected you. But respect doesn't mean letting someone walk over you. You talk about boundaries, but you've been crossing mine for years. I love Jim, but I'm tired of being treated like an outsider." The host nodded. "There's a lot of hurt between you two. But what about the video? What really happened in that moment?" Mama Jones jumped in quickly. "What happened was she got mad, started yelling, and almost hit me." "That's not how you talk to your man's mother," Chrissy interrupted. "I didn't hit you, Mama. I didn't even touch you. The glass fell when I stood up. But you've been telling everyone I attacked you." Mama Jones crossed her arms. "That's what it looked like. And I'm not blind." The tension in the room was electric. Jim, who had been sitting off camera, finally stood up and walked onto the set. "Enough," he said firmly. "This gotta stop. Y'all both love me, right? Then stop tearing each other apart. You're both right in your own ways, but you're both wrong too." Mama Jones looked away, visibly emotional for the first time. "You don't understand, Jim? You're my only son. When I see her trying to take control, it feels like I'm losing you." Chrissy wiped her eyes. "And when you talk down to me, it feels like you're trying to erase me." Jim sat between them. "Then stop trying to compete. I need both of y'all. I can't keep living in this war zone." The host stayed quiet, letting the rawness of the moment hang heavy in the air. For the first time, Mama Jones softened. She looked at Chrissy, her voice trembling. "Maybe I was too hard on you. I don't trust Isley, and I don't like feeling replaced." Chrissy took a deep breath. "You're not replaced. You're his mother. You'll always be. But I'm not the enemy. I just want peace." There was a long pause, the kind that feels like a lifetime. Then, slowly, Mama Jones nodded. "All right then, maybe we can start over." It wasn't a full reconciliation, but it was something. The cameras kept rolling as the two women shared a brief, awkward hug, the kind of hug that says, "We're not there yet, but we're trying." When the episode aired weeks later, it broke viewership records. Fans flooded social media with emotional reactions. Some cried watching the confrontation turn into a fragile moment of understanding. Others still picked sides. But one thing was clear. The world had just witnessed a real piece of family pain that went far beyond television. After the episode, Chrissy went quiet on social media for a while. She focused on her business ventures and spent time away from the cameras. Mama Jones, surprisingly, also stepped back from interviews, saying she needed time to heal. Jim, caught in the middle, told fans during an IG Live, "Family ain't perfect. We argue, we fight, but at the end of the day, we love each other. That's what matters." Even so, insiders say the relationship between Chrissy and Mama Jones remains fragile. They talk occasionally, but there's still distance. A careful balance between peace and pride. But one thing's for sure, the world will never forget that night Chrissy Lampkin finally stood up to Mama Jones and forced everyone to see the truth about what really happens. Behind closed doors, the truth is, family drama never truly disappears. It just hides behind forced smiles and quiet rooms until it erupts again. Chrissy Lampkin and Mama Jones gave the world a front row seat to something raw, emotional, and painfully real. And whether you're Team Chrissy or Team Mama Jones, you can't deny one thing. Both women are fighters, both driven by love, and both determined to protect Jim in their own way, even if it tears them apart. But this story might not be over yet. Sources close to the family say tensions are still brewing behind the scenes. New arguments, new secrets, and new boundaries being tested every day. So the real question is, will peace last this time, or is another explosion just waiting to happen? One thing's certain in the world of love and hip-hop: calm never lasts long. If you want to stay updated on what happens next between Chrissy, Jim, and Mama Jones, don't blink, because the next chapter could drop any moment.